Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
Welcome back, and sorry about that technical glitch, which is now all being sorted out. The bugs are out of the system. Now then, I wanted to ask you about this Umayyah project. You know, we saw the people protesting, the Bandarwala town brought to a complete standstill and so on. And those people are completely agitated and so on. And are they... The one lot of people, I heard them on the clip say that they are not against the project, but their houses have been damaged. Some people have to be relocated. The wells have dried up and so on. So obviously things have to be done, but nothing is being done. My own little ferreting of investigations revealed that the ministry has been paid around 400 million rupees in as compensation, or as sort of as compensation by the contractors. This is all supposed to be used in the rehousing, the relocation, the redoing of the water and so on. So why is it that the people responsible for rehousing and relocating these people are so immune to what needs to be done, the need of the day, of the moment?
You know, for us, you must realize that the previous government obviously did not carry out a proper assessment before it launched the project.
You mean in Switzerland, when they did the Gotthard Tunnel, which is 57 kilometers, 2 lots, 114, they had a referendum, but then the Swiss liked these things. How come we didn't do something like that here, at least a local referendum?
You know, I don't think for us we need a local referendum on the Umayyah thing. Actually,
so somebody sitting in Colombo decides that they can have this project over there, and all those people, their rights, all of a sudden they've got this big tunnel underneath their feet. And in one case, this old lady, I've been there, the entire house, Mr. Ferdinando, boom, it went down.
So exactly what I'm telling you, it was a problem created by the previous government.
Yes, but yes, we understand
so
that.
So don't blame this government for that.
No, we're not blaming this government, we're blaming this government for inaction. They must
have action. That problem, I am telling you, some of the problems created by the previous government. You take the Saitem issue, then the Umayyah issue, right? Then the Mitotamula garbage issue. I don't think Yahapal government can solve those problems within the next 2 years. They just,
that's more the reason why they should investigate these people and send them to jail.
Faraz, you must know that it's very easy for the joint opposition and various other interested parties to blame President Sirisena and Prime Minister Victor Singh for this situation. But don't forget, some of these problems were created by the previous government. Some of the members of the previous government today are in this government. So
I understand what you're saying, Mr. President. But if you were living in Bandarwala, fine, your problem's not going to be solved by blaming the others. Okay, it's there, something needs to be done about that. But the need now is to have these people rehoused.
Faraz, they are struggling to provide housing for those who had been displaced at Mitotamula. Just imagine, shifting thousands of people from Badul district to somewhere else, right? Now recently we had floods, thousands displaced, landslides. Now we have this Umayyah project. Then we have.
Is it true about this Umayyah project?
Then for us we have Hambantota, the agreement between the government of Sri Lanka, this government, and China on development of Hambantota, the port there. So we are talking about providing housing, new housing to thousands of people. This government is not simply capable of handling it. You know, there are too many problems in this country today. The entire country is in turmoil. I don't think, even if a particular political party had a deliberate policy to cause such turmoil, they could not have succeeded. The entire country is in
I
in serious
I
fashion.
heard a story, I don't know if it's true. Somebody asked me, they said, do you know that this Umayyad project is designed to take water to Iran? And I said, I was rather shocked. And
Actually,
is that true, do you think?
Iran. Absolutely. You know, I don't know who's telling that. There's no point.
No, I'm telling you, there was this resident of Bandarawala who said this, and I was a bit shocked. So I asked him, he said, listen.
Don't be surprised. If you go back, say 2 years back, in December, say October, December 2014, we were told, the media reported, including Sirius, then other private TV channels, the island.
It better be good.
Yes, we were told, and by the government, the Yahapana leaders, and we reported, as soon as they brought in 19th Amendment to the Constitution, the problems would be solved. We were told that Rajapaksa had robbed so much money, taken millions out of this country. They accused former president of having 18 billion US dollars in foreign accounts. Now, Now, what we were told was that when you stop this robbery,
everything will be fine.
But see, today
yes, today we have strikes in several sectors, the impending outcome of the bond, the ministers battling within themselves, Ravi is saying things obviously about Malik. He doesn't name him, but we all know whom he means.
But Asad Sali, on your program, name Malik Samri.
Yes, so God bless Asad Sali for being so outspoken and open, and God bless the Island newspaper for reporting it. We won a hat-trick. You've got 3 of your stories from this program.
I think for us, you should not involve the God.
No, we'll leave him alone.
Yeah, please.
Right. No agreement with the UNP and the SLFP on key issues. The civil society sort of a bit bothered about the constitutional reform process.
They are seriously bothered. Seriously bothered. Yes.
The SLFP wanted their own cabinet meeting because it was so contentious. The one with everybody else, and the trade unions. I don't know what they're doing. Why aren't the trade unions getting together and banding together and taking some collective action? That's what they're supposed to do, act in the national interest, not in some narrow-minded interest, which is politically driven. And so it goes on. There's a prisoner on the roof of some court. For heaven's sake, the CEB's on strike.
I mean, on the verge of,
well, yes, they're agitating.
The planning, yes.
They're agitating. And then we find, and it was left to this network to reveal that, to find out and ferret out this information, that in the unfortunate Vidya murder case, that Swiss Kumar wasn't actually a Swiss national. He was a Sri Lankan national who lived temporarily in Switzerland. Doesn't make that crime less bad. But what I'm saying is all this sort of misinformation. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on, Shaman. How do you think this government is going? It's okay. We've noticed what you say, that it's lots of these problems created by the previous government. But how do we go forward when most of these lots of positions are being held by friends? The last time we had nepotism and family bandyism and family power. This time we've got friends and co.
For us, in addition to the problems created by the previous government, which
I forgot to tell you one thing: the Volkswagen.
Yes, which now handled by Yahapana leaders. This government created a major issue: the central bank bond scam. Now, on Sirius 2 days back, I saw State Minister Lakshman Yapa Abewardena.
Yes.
He promised that the SLFP's decision to continue with this coalition with the UNP would be influenced by the outcome of the central bank probe. Now, we checked with the commission, and the commission says that the report will be handed over to the president in late July. So it's an interesting situation. Now, according to the evidence presented before the commission, we don't see, I mean, the people don't see, even Lakshmaniya Pabivadana said, it's obvious that there had been a serious fraud there. So what's going to happen?
At the very least.
And for us, the civil society and Western powers, those who had ensured the defeat of the war-winning President Rajapaksa, they wanted a new constitution, and we have promised in Geneva that we will introduce a new constitution. So it's a very interesting situation, but I think these people are not capable and are not in the position to handle any of the major issues. I'm sure they cannot handle SITEM. The doctors are going to strike within the next couple of days. The dengue issue, the dengue issue for us, it's such a huge issue. The hospitals are full now in my area, Nigambut.
Yes, that's terrible.
Thousands are affected, and I'm telling you, if you check with the private hospitals, people had been forced to pay 600,000, 1 million rupees, more than 1 million rupees to private hospitals, right? So doctors are on strike. So just imagine, people are suffering due to various reasons, and in addition to all the problems caused by the government, just imagine paying 1 million rupees to a private hospital. So all their savings, their EPF savings, some of the funds had been robbed by this government, the people, due to this fraud. So just imagine. So there's no relief for the poor people of this country. The major two parties and other political parties having a jolly good time, and there's agreement. Basically, they agree on perks and privileges for them without any issue. Right.
Google balloon. That was another thing. They can't fix these normal things. They're talking about ballooning. Honestly. Then they can't get rid of the garbage. They're talking about a megapolis.
Remember for us,
this is the most important
sometime back, our leaders talk about selling, power to India.
Yes, that was also a joke. Right. But now we have a prime minister who is so adept at changing constitutions. All you have to do is look at the number of times that the UNP's party constitution has been amended or tweaked, fine-tuned to suit the whims and fancies and of their leader, Ranil Wickremesinghe. And now, obviously, in my suspicious mind, I believe that Mr. Wickremesinghe wants to tinker with this new constitution so that he's so adept at it, that he can fix the Sri Lankan constitution to suit him. So that perhaps he can have more of his friends running the debt-ridden national airline, where they've just handed out $146 million.
Faraz, I think you are being very unfair.
Oh, really?
See, just don't blame Prime Minister Wickremesinghe alone. You take the previous government, all the governments. Now the previous government, the Sri Lankan Airlines was destroyed by the previous government.
It was destroyed.
Don't forget what former president's brother-in-law did there. Please.
Yes, but he was a planter. So, only to be replaced by a chap who knows how to sell a fine cup of coffee.
For us, as a nation, as a people, we can be proud. We can be very proud of one thing. That
what?
Defeating a LTT. But their major political parties today cannot agree on that. No, they cannot agree. The Sri Lanka's biggest victory, the biggest victory after gaining independence. We cannot agree on that. Today, the Justice Minister blames the UN. He says that there's no basis for these reports, but the same people, Jahapal leaders, accused the previous government of various things. Some of the people whom they accused the previous government of killing, they are living in London today, right? There's a famous actor in, I think.
But Shamindra, we've got 5 minutes, but we can't just think that our problems are getting better by blaming the previous lot. These people are in power now. Mr. Wickremesinghe undertook to bring good governance in. He championed it. And now it's a pretty sorry story. He started off within weeks with the central bank, and it went on. Volkswagen, Google, all sorts of absolute rubbish, tosh. And the corruption is going on and on and on. And in the meantime, he's got the FCID, the CID, he's got his mate as the Minister of Law and Order. And what have they done? Have they found a shred of evidence? Have they taken any senior person from the previous government to court?
Some of the NGOs which help Mr. Wickremesinghe and Mr. Sirisena to come into power, they say there's a secret agreement between the Yahapal leaders and the former government.
And what about the Centre for Policy Alternatives, CPA? Why is Dr. Saravanan very silent on these matters? Why is he not talking about all the robberies and corruption that's going on today? Why are these people who fought tooth and nail before, why have they suddenly been silenced? Who's silencing them?
For us, I don't think you should put the Centre for Policy Alternatives with other civil society groups which worked to defeat the Rajapakshas. I think that's not unfair. I think anytime we seek a response from Dr. Saravanan, he always responds.
Well, he does. But what's he doing? I'd like to know, I'd like him to be a bit more vociferous and in the news, fighting the cause of the people.
In fact, recently we saw a statement from him as regards the PTA, and he issued a very strong statement. So the issue is, not the NGOs or CPA. The issue is, the SLP and the UMP together, and the JVP. It's a game for them. I'm telling you, now the UMP accused the SLP of all corrupt deals, no?
Yeah.
Then how could they bring in a section of the SLP into the government and accept the former General Secretary of the SLP, Mr. Sirisena, as the President? No, that's not possible. In politics people take different views, different stands, but here the situation is that all the major political parties and the minor parties, all of them have a jolly good time at our expense.
One of our viewers has asked the most potent question. This viewer says that all the criticism and so on is acceptable. What is the alternative?
Perhaps people should, at the next general election, they should vote for a party. Without thinking of the party, they should try to pick good people.
But how can they pick good people when these parties keep churning out the same old rubbish again?
I know, for us, it's a huge issue. It's a huge issue now. Sometime back, people used to say, in 80s, I think, Ronnie Punny, right? Ronnie Rimmel switching sides many times. But now today, just see, anything possible.
But he was a great finance minister.
I think so.
As indeed was the late Dr. N.
But I have seen our former finance minister Karunanayake on a number of times meeting Mr. Dimel. Did he receive some advice from?
He obviously, Mr. Dimel must have given him advice, but whether Mr. Karunanayake took his advice is a different matter.
I think for us, you should invite Mr. Dimel and ask him what he think about the bond scam.
Now that is a super idea, and
I think
I hope that our producers listening, because then they'll make an effort.
I think it's up to the media to put maximum possible pressure on these political parties, but at the same time, I must tell you, for us, including us, we are also responsible to a certain extent, because the media also give a lot of coverage to these people, and we have no option. They say things and we report. So, but unfortunately, sometimes we are also...
We report, you decide.
Yes, you always say that. You always say.
What can we do? We can't do more.
But when you think of the situation today...
on this network...
Since January 2015, I think we have also contributed to this situation. Now, today we carry a photograph of former LTT leader's wife. Anandi, a person who had campaigned against Sri Lanka in Geneva, receiving ministerial appointment. So, it's good. National reconciliation, I think.
We campaigned, this network, we campaigned under the think before you vote basis. But the leaders decided to take people who were removed by the people, defeated candidates. And we, since January 2015, this network has done a whole lot of good for the people that we like to refer to, but we had no other choice but to refer to as the forgotten people. The Government, the movement, is on the 1st. We start the Government, the 1,000 projects movement. And the people, when they see our teams arrive, they know they're going to get something done, which is a whole lot different from when the politicians turn up, because they come and take something from them, which is their vote. Shaminda Ferdinando, it's a serious business. We hope you'll join us to continue to keep up the pressure for delivery on the part of a government that appears to be non-committal on delivery. Thank you very much, Shaminda Ferdinando. And that's it from Newsline on Friday, the 30th of June, 2017. Take care. God bless.